And now introducing your City of Birmingham Rockets. Number 0, Dice Sugar. Number 1, Salvatore Watson. Number 8, Martin Hemel. We extend their condolences to their families and friends. Please join us in a moment of silence and along the shot clock starting now.
Well, hello everyone to Nechel's Wellbeing Centre for part 2 of our Saturday super header between the City of Birmingham Rockets and the Hemel Storm, coming to you live from Nechel's Wellbeing Centre. Now, if you are just wondering the context of the moment's silence that's just been had here in the second city, we have had the unfortunate and tragic news of the passing of a number of Essex Rebels players here on Saturday the 1st of February, and on behalf of myself and the City of Birmingham Rockets, we want to offer our thoughts, our prayers and our condolences to our friends at the Essex Rebels. It's an absolutely horrible thing to hear. Can't imagine what they are going through right now, and we will be keeping them in our thoughts as we prepare for tip-off here in our men's NBL Division 1 game. And in terms of the two teams taking to the floor this evening, the Rockets looking to snap an unwanted winless streak. They've won just one of their last 8 matches, whereas the league leaders Hemel come into this one unbeaten. They have won all 12 of their matches so far, and they'll be hoping that it's more of the same here this evening. The head coach Mark Clark comes into this one with an air of confidence, and let's see if his Storm boys can get the job done. But the Rockets here at Nechel's have had a decent time of it. I think back to the early stage of the season, there were some high-scoring games right here on this court. So we'll wait and see what happens here this evening. Would be a huge scalp for the men in red after a bitterly disappointing 67 to 68 point defeat at the hands of the Nottingham Hoods at Utilita Arena last week. They'll be looking to banish those demons, especially those behind the three-point line. A side that at one point actually had the most three-pointers attempted in the entirety of NBL Division 1 don't seem to be taking them with as much consistency in the past few game days, so they'll be hoping to reverse their fortunes in that department as we head into this game. And as for the Storm, I mean, it's basically more of the same. Essentially, this team are a serious unit, and I think back to the previous encounter between these two sides that took place down in Hertfordshire, and it was the Storm who won that by a scoreline of 100 points to 83. The man of the moment was Matt Ellis, the number 20, scored 31 points, shooting 14 from 19. That's a 73% field goal percentage. Darian Nelson-Henry as well, chipping in with 18, shooting 8 from 11. And then Jack Burnell and Trent Monkman scoring 10 points and 8 points respectively. So this is a very, very tough challenge for the City of Birmingham Rockets. But they have got some tremendous scorers of their own, with the likes of Zach Powell, Orlan Jackman, a former Commonwealth gold medalist, and of course Mr. Birmingham himself, Martin Gale. He'll be hoping to let loose a few from behind the line and cash in some of those characteristic three-pointers which we have grown accustomed to love here in Neachel. So we are getting ready then for the action here in quarter number one. The Storm wearing their black kits will be on the left of your screen. And then you've got the City of Birmingham Rockets, with the likes of Sam Tolawashe, Martin Gale, Luke Okasieme, Leon Henry and Zach Powell. That is your starting at 5 for the Rockets. As for the visiting Storm, they've got the likes of Sam Newman, Tremichael Moten, of course the aforementioned Matt Ellis, Trent Monkman, and finally Darian Nelson-Henry, who will be here then for the tip-off against Luke Okasieme. Looking forward to these two battling away, and immediately it's the Storm who come forward, blocked by Luke Okasieme. A 41st block of the season. And that is a statement of defensive intent if ever I've seen one. 4 seconds on the clock, and already the Rockets have their first block. Who else but Luke Okasieme? And this is something which I imagine we'll see plenty of here this evening. The Rockets lead the league in blocked shots. That was their 61st of the campaign, 41 of which have come from the hands of Luke Okasieme. So watch out for that battle, that matchup between him and Nelson-Henry. And also the battle between the two captains. Martin Gale, the man in possession of the basketball here, releases the three, can't make it. And he'll be taking on his opposite number, Sam Newman, who kicks it out here to the right-hand side. It's Trent Monkman under so much pressure from Okasieme. Makes the layup under contact. Really nice way for the Storm to get off the mark here. So it's Hemel who lead this one by 2 points to 0. Leon Henry it is then. Dishes that one out to Zach Powell, the Rockets' leading point scorer in NBL Division 1 so far this season. Powell attempts that trademark mid-range fadeaway. Can't do so. And here comes Moten from behind the line. Can't make it. Rebounded there by Matt Ellis. Ellis has the ball stolen away there by Martin Gale. Gale throws up the Hail Mary, but this one will be coming back in favour of the Rockets. There was a push in the back of the Rockets captain, and that will be the first foul of the action this evening called against the number 5 of Tremichael Moten. So Rockets inbound then here. Sam Tolawashe it is. Pass it in towards Okasieme. Imagine we'll see quite a few screens set by Tolawashe and Okasieme here this evening. Tolawashe posts up. He's getting double teamed there by Nelson-Henry and Ellis, and still makes the layup. Tremendous shot that from Sam Tolawashe. Rockets answer straight back then. 2 plays 2. Sam Newman has his pockets picked there by Martin Gale. Up towards Okasieme. Look, Okasieme with the layup. And Okasieme is on the board. Makes it Rockets 4, Storm 2. Monkman there on the right. thinking about taking the shot, goes into Nelson Henry. There's a wide open shot here for Sam Newman. Goes a little bit too deep on that one. Monkman, though, I think he got fouled there by Okasieme. Indeed he did. Flexes the biceps there. There's Trent Monkman, and he will be going to the line here for the additional free throw. It's an and one opportunity as Luke Okasieme commits his first foul of the game. So Monkman it is, with the free throw, as the decibels amp up here at Nechel's Wellbeing Centre. Doesn't faze Monkman whatsoever. And the Storm retake the lead, albeit by just a single point so far. Both of these teams known for getting off to fast starts, but the lightning nature of this one needs to be maintained by the Rockets. Gale, pump fake, nice pass out towards Henry. Henry from the corner, can't make that one. Gale and Okasieme try to get it back from Nelson Henry. Here comes Monkman with a Euro step, rebounded by Tolawashe. Tolawashe, nice pass out towards Gale. Powell made the cut, Henry in towards Tolawashe, and Tolawashe misses the uncontested layup. Sublime ball movement there though by the Rockets, as Nelson Henry gets his first points of the evening with the left-handed layup. Makes it Storm at 7, Rockets 4. Tolawashe to Henry. Gale now back towards Okasieme. Henry bounce pass to Okasieme, and let's see what this one is. Well, it's a foul called against the Hemel player, and Okasieme will be heading to the line here for a couple of free throws. Confirmation of the foul called against the number 10 of Darian Nelson Henry. So chance here for the Rockets to get straight back into the scoring column. Okasieme connects with the first one. Reduces that deficit now to 2 points. And it is very early on in the game, but this one really does have the makings of a big ticket encounter. Okasieme 2 from 2, exactly what the doctor ordered as far as those of a Rockets persuasion would be concerned. But the Storm now can answer back straight away, and in terms of offensive efficiency, Newman behind the arc, rebounded there by Matt Ellis. Ellis now underneath the baskets and draws the foul called against Luke Okasieme, his second of the first quarter. Just going back to my point there about offensive efficiency, the Hemel Storm lead the league in field goal percentage. It stands at 51.2%, which is frighteningly good. And it is that quick, incisive passing which has become a real trademark of Mark Clark's side. As Matt Ellis, Birmingham's boogeyman from the trip down to Hemel Hempstead earlier this season, misses his first free throw. And there has also been a change of personnel here for the Rockets, as Orlan Jackman re-enters the fray. Ellis it is then. High looping free throw is good. Makes it Storm 8, Rockets 6. Powell to Tolawashe. Henry assesses his options. Goes to his captain, Martin Gale. Gale has a bit of space on the left wing. Instead, Powell goes it alone with the handles. Powell, left-handed layup. Makes it look beautifully easy. But the Storm here with a huge dunk from Matt Ellis. Oh, forget about a statement of intent. That was a sledgehammer from Matt Ellis, gliding to the rim. And just when you thought the Rockets were generating some momentum, Ellis says, get that out of here. As Martin Gale from the corner, rebounded by Ellis. Gale now has to get back into his defensive position as Moten. Really nice handles there by the Storm number 5. Nelson Henry posting up against Jackman. And Jackman just about gets that out to Zach Powell. Henry now down the right-hand side. Tolawashe He'll have 3 Storm defenders around him, and Tolawashe somehow lays it in. That's a terrific shot from the home side's number 1. And Tolawashe, in fairness, had a good time of it against Hemel in that game down in Hertfordshire, as we'll touch upon as the broadcast continues. Monkman kicks it out to Newman. Newman for 3. Newman makes it. This really is a searingly hot start, this, from both of these teams. Trading jump shot for jump shot. Zach Powell misses from the mid-range there. Rebounded by Moten. Moten, big pass up towards Nelson Henry, who dishes that in towards his captain, Sam Newman. Makes it 2 from 2 in his last pair of shots. Extends the Storm's lead to 16 points to 10. So 6 points separating the two teams as we enter the final 4.5 minutes here in quarter number 1. Jackman, not long at all, has to throw up a desperate attempt. Now Newman, great bounce pass up towards Ellis. And Gale just about got a hand on that one to disrupt the play. Ellis having a conversation with the official there, asking if Gale's move there was illegal. I don't think it was. That was a clean hand on that one from the Rockets captain. And confirmation there will not be a foul. This will be a baseline inbound for the Hemel Storm. Heat check there for Newman, can't connect. Nelson Henry though with the rebounds. Great pass in towards the number 23 of Matthew Disu, who slams that one down with complete and utter disdain for the basket. Here is Levi Knoll then, as Charles Smith shuffles the pack. Will a change of personnel provide a change of fortune here for the COB Rockets? Tolawashe attempts to give it out towards Gale. It's stolen here by Trent Monkman. Monkman goes for the dunk. And Monkman lays that one down. And unsurprisingly, that will bring about the City of Birmingham Rockets' first timeout of the encounter, after what has been a maelstrom of marvellous basketball here by the Hemel Storm, in the likes of Matt Ellis, Darian Nelson Henry and Sam Newman, creating all sorts of bother here after what was a pretty electrifying start, it has to be said, from the City of Birmingham Rockets. Looked good for those 10 points, but in the past 2-3 minutes or so, you can just see the momentum beginning to shift in favour of the league leaders. And for those who are unaware of Hemel's record in the league so far this season, well, they've played 12 matches and won every single one of them, 12-0. It really is a remarkable start to the campaign. And the likes of Newman, Nelson Henry, Ellis, can't forget Veron Eze either. We'll see him a little bit later on. The Storm number 21. And of course, Jack Burnell in the three-point sniper. There is a reason why Mark Clark's men are in the position that they find themselves in at this stage of the season. Still plenty of time left though in this game, and basketball is a funny sport. All it takes is someone to really heat up, and all of a sudden this one could be very different very quickly. And for the Rockets fans tuning in to the stream here this evening, you'll certainly be hoping that that is the case as Lucas McGregor enters the fray for the first time. So too does CJ Hayden, as Disu puts Knoll under pressure. Gives it out towards CJ Hayden. Hayden out towards Jackman on the right wing. And this is better from the Rockets. They've got to generate some clean looks though, as McGregor was screaming for that in the paint. Instead it's with Gale. And Gale whips out the bow and arrow celebration for the first time this evening. Cashes in the 3. And that's great to see there for Martin Gale, the talisman of this Rockets side. Refer to him as Mr. Birmingham here on the Rockets YouTube channel. Really does give his all every single game to this basketball club. And if ever you wanted to know what natural leadership looks like, look no further than the Rockets number 8, This is some good defence here being played by the men in red. As Gale gets taken out by the screen from Nelson Henry, allows for Monkman to take the three. Will be rebounded here by Levi Knoll. Fast break chance here for the Rockets. Has McGregor with him for company. Gives it to McGregor. Gale is wide open. And instead it's stolen away by Hakeem Silla. Here's McGregor though. Right-handed layup. And there is that concept of momentum. What was once a 10-point game is now just a 5-point game. Rockets, 2 unanswered shots there. It's 15 playing 20. Here is Silla. Well, that was a good look there for Disu. Can't make the mid-range jump shot though, and here's Knoll, thinks about taking the three, instead gives it to CJ Hayden. Hayden out to McGregor, McGregor wide open, and eventually it spirals in for another three-pointer. Lucas McGregor doing exactly what he was brought in by the Rockets to do. Strong screen there by Nelson Henry. Gives that degree of separation here for Trent Monkman. Monkman out towards Disu. Disu for three. Can't make it. 3 consecutive missed shots there for the Hemel Storm as Martin Gale surges down the left-hand side. Passes now to McGregor. McGregor attempts to spin away from the contact. Nice double team that by the Storm. And let's see what will be called here. Well, it's a foul called against the Storm. Orlan Jackman, the man fouled, in confirmation of the foul there called against Hakeem Silla. So that is their 3rd personal foul here in quarter number 1. And just look at that score now. 18 points, plays 20. How quickly the game of basketball can change, and unsurprising coaching there by Mark Clark, just noticing the fact that the tide was turning. As a coach, you cannot allow for games to get out of hand, and just allowing for that minute of reprieve and respite just takes the sting out of the Rockets' tail potentially. But it's a really good riposte this from the home side. I mean, Lucas McGregor coming onto the floor really has provided that additional spark, that extra degree of energy and hustle on the floor. And the Rockets will not go down in this one without a fight, I can guarantee you that. And they have been on a pretty rough streak in their last 9 games, just 1 victory coming in that stretch, but this team have character. They've got heart, they've got courage. Let's see what Charles Smith's men can concoct in the final 1 minute and 16 seconds here in the first quarter. Here is Levi Knoll then. Henry out towards McGregor. McGregor, well, he faked Nelson Henry there. Knoll wide open for 3. Too deep on that one. And eventually it will be brought back here by Tremichael Moten. For the first time here this evening, Veron Eze is into the mixer for the Hemel Storm. It's out here though with Disu. Disu kicks it towards Nelson Henry. And that's an uncharacteristic mistake there by the Hemel Storm. Gives the basketball straight back to the Rockets as Jack Burnell checks in for the first time in place of Matthew Disu. And this is a golden opportunity for the Rockets to head into the second quarter with a lead. Here is McGregor. Henry takes the first time. 3. Henry, nothing but nets. Love the celebration there from Leon Henry as well. There's an air of swagger and confidence. And that's what we want to see from the Rockets. I spoke about a stats regarding 3-point shots. At one point, the Rockets took more threes than anybody else in this division as Nelson Henry with a pump fake makes the layup. Makes that one look very easy indeed. Hail Mary shot there by Lucas McGregor. will see us to the end of quarter number 1. So, just a reminder of that score. It's the Rockets who trail in this one by just 1 single point. It's Rockets 21, Storm 22. And throughout the duration of the broadcast this evening, I will bring you up to date with some of the scores on the doors around NBL Division 1. Really has been a fantastic season for a number of clubs, and yeah, for the Hemel Storm, they have just been on flames in recent weeks. I mean, that double victory last weekend coming against the Worthing Thunder and the Essex Rebels, really just cementing their credentials as the team to beat in this top division. But in terms of some of the other games taking place this evening, just 2 to talk about. In the game up in the East Midlands between Nottingham and Reading, it's the Hoods who lead that one by 57 points to 48. John Murdoch Jr. and Greg Scorich, as well as the captain Landon Taliaferro, combining for 36 points in that one so far, as Reading look to get back into that one. And in the second game taking place down in Uxbridge, the London Cavaliers trail the Bristol Hurricanes by 1 point. It's currently 48-49. But of course, the big game, at least in this commentator's view, is taking place here in the second city of Birmingham. As the Rockets and the Storm get ready to do battle once more here in quarter number 2. And just to go through some of the standout performances in this game so far, Lucas McGregor, 5 points already for the COB Rockets. 2 from 2, which is always a lovely start. Tolawashe has 4, Okasieme has 4, Gale and Henry both have 3, and Zach Powell has 2. As for the visitors, Trent Monkman is the leading scorer with 7 points. Sam Newman, the captain, has 6. Darian Nelson Henry has 4. Matt Ellis has 3, and Matt Disu has 2. Here come the Rockets then to kickstart quarter number 2. It's Noel, Henry, Hayden, McGregor and Jackman out on the floor as Levi Noel surges forward, kicks out to Jackman. Jackman fakes it. McGregor thought about the 3 instead, draws contact. Not enough to draw the foul. Hayden though with the putback. And CJ Hayden does get the foul in his favour. So this will be a pair of free throws coming up here for the men in red. Hayden's first one is up, unfortunately. Can't make his first, but he has got a second bite of the cherry here. And just talking of CJ Hayden's progression and evolution as a Rockets big man, this season he has been a warrior on the offensive glass. Always generating those putback opportunities and giving his everything into every single play. Ellis out towards Burnell, where you can't give Sam Newman that much time and space. Rockets fortunate there to not have conceded the 3-point play. Nice pass there by Moten. Back now with Newman. Newman spins his man. Newman out towards Eze. Eze now venturing into the paint, puts up the shots and connects with nothing but nets. Storm now leading this one by 3 points as Noel bounces that one off the shin of his teammate CJ Hayden. Moten out towards Burnell. Burnell for 3. And how many times have we said that this season? Absolute money from behind the line is Jack Burnell, one of the finest sharpshooters in the history of this basketball league. And talking of fine players, here is Orlan Jackman. And Jackman bullies his way through, can't make the right-handed layup though. Allows for some respite here for the Hemel Storm. Now in the hands of Ellis. Ellis puts up the quick shots. Ellis makes the quick shots. Lightning fast here are the Storm, turning defence into offence. Jackman now. Can't make that one. There is Hayden though, showing off that offensive rebounding capability. Here's Henry, second 3 of the night. Leon Henry, straight money from that part of the court. reduces the deficit now to just 5 points. Nice pass there from Newman out towards Moten as Eze sets the screen, receives possession of the basketball here, kicks it out towards Burnell. Burnell, too much on that one. That will be recycled here by the City of Birmingham Rockets. Levi Knoll it is to bring this one forward. Jackman again attempting to draw the foul, can't do so. The officials unmoved on that occasion. The attempted shot was unsuccessful. Here is Newman in towards Ellis. Ellis with a heat check. Ellis makes the shots. Goodness me, does make it look so easy, and I have already mentioned his performance down in Hemel Hempstead. 31 points. He was the Storm's leading point scorer in that game as Jackman pump fakes his man, draws the foul there by Veron Eze, and he will go to the line here for a couple of points. But of course, just touching upon Matt Ellis in a little bit more detail, he is the Storm's leading point scorer so far this season as well. 206 points already to his name. When you think of characteristics and attributes, of course he adds height. He's 6'8", he's a menace with his vertical, but he also generates some great power and possesses some amazing athleticism as well. Jackman makes his first free throw. Jackman again, make that 2 from 2. Sinks both of them from the free throw line, makes it Rockets 26, Storm 31. Will be Ellis to restart us then. Bounces that one into Moten. Moten out towards Newman. Gale guarding him intently. Staring at his opponent as Moten goes into the paint. The basketball eventually spirals out of bounds after coming off the shot clock. This will be Rockets' possession. Here goes Zach Powell then, the man nicknamed the General for good reason. The Rockets' leading point scorer so far this season. Just needs a few good reads though. And won't get the chance there because the officials have seen a foul in the midst of all of that chaos on the COB breakout. Means that there will be a turnover here, and Trey Michael Moten can venture into Rockets territory once more. Here is Moten. Eze peeling away there from Hayden as Ellis posts up against Tolawashe, loses the basketball momentarily. And Tolawashe was absolutely furious that that wasn't called earlier, but that was correctly called as a travel. So there will be a turnover here, goes straight back into the hands of the men in red. Tolawashe is from the baseline inbound. He's got Zach Powell, Marcin Gale, CJ Hayden, Leon Henry as his company. Gives that out towards Powell. Powell into Henry. Now with CJ Hayden. Now with Tolawashe. Back with Zach Powell, and there's only one place that Powell's going, and that is towards the paint. Henry for 3. Can't make his third one. Here comes Sam Newman on the fast break. Well, saw that the Rockets got back rapidly on that defensive rotation. Couldn't take the immediate shot as Gale comes charging in. And I think in the end, that will be a foul called against the Rockets skipper. Indeed it is. That's his first foul of the encounter. Slightly over-eager there was the Rockets number 8. And as a result, the Storm will retain possession of the rock. So here's Newman in towards Nelson Henry. Nelson Henry with a pump fake. There was a sea of COB bodies around him. Unsurprisingly, couldn't make it under, well, contact from 3 players. Here is Newman, back towards Ellis. Ellis being double-teamed by Powell and Tolawashe, and that generates the turnover. Here's Zach Powell out towards Henry. And that is bitterly, bitterly disappointing for the Rockets. Looked like for a moment it could have been a great chance to go on the fast break. Unfortunately, Powell's pass is a little bit errant, and it goes astray. Newman then back towards Tremichael Moten. Nice screen set there by Matt Ellis. Oh, nice handles from Moten, who evades the left hand of Zach Powell and lays it in for an extra couple of points. Makes it Rockets 26, Storm 33. How can the men in red respond? Well, if anyone is to catalyse that response, it is Martin Gale. The attempted pass out towards Sam Tolawashe there comes off the hand of Trent Monkman. Another change coming up here for the Hemel Storm as Matt Ellis departs the floor in favour of Joe Belak. Will be an inbound here down the right-hand channel for Martin Gale and the COB Rockets. Offers it out towards CJ Hayden. Henry with the deep 3. Leon Henry is cooking. Goodness me. Really has put his foot firmly on the throttle here in the first half. That's his 3rd 3-pointer already. Real statement of intent. He is letting that ball fly. Talking of letting the ball fly, there's Newman, who says, anything that you can do, Leon, I can do as well. Answers back with a 3-pointer of his own. Powell bounce it in towards Tolawashe. Tolawashe out towards Henry. What can Henry respond with? Fortunately, it's an air ball, but Hayden with a hustle, winning back not 1 but 2 rebounds. Henry back to Hayden. Now with Martin Gale. Nice pass out to the wing. Here's Zach Powell. Zach Powell under the double team. There was a reach there from a Storm player. And this will be a Rockets possession. Just waiting to see who the call was against. There were a couple of Storm bodies in the mixer there. It was the number 9 of Joe Belak, so that's his first personal foul of the match. Hemel's 3rd here in quarter number 2. Less than 4 minutes remaining. Still Rockets 29, Storm 36. Orlan Jackman being double teamed. Orlan Jackman muscles his way through. It's a wonderful layup, makes it 31 points to 36. But Sam Newman, he's wide open here. Sam Newman, a bit too deep on that attempt, and Zach Powell in towards Leon Henry. Henry, easy layup. Leon Henry becomes the first Rockets player to enter double digits in this one. I've said this before, in basketball, all it takes is for one player to have a standout night. Could that be Leon Henry, who ignites the powder keg for the COB Rockets? Here is Zach Powell out towards Sam Tolawashe. Tolawashe on the spin. He's been double teamed there by Monkman and Belak. And this will be another foul called against the Hemel Storm. I think it's going to be a second one as well for Joe Belak. Indeed it is. Trying a bit too hard to steal back possession of the basketball there, and Belak makes way for the number 20 of Matt Ellis. As Gale receives it here on the baseline, ready to inbound. Nice pass towards Orlan Jackman. Jackman now setting the screen. There'll be a rotation here for Ellis and Moten. In towards Tolawashe. Tolawashe is called there for the offensive foul. So this will be going back into the hands of the Hemel Storm. Lead this one by just 5 points. And the key here for the Rockets is just to stay in the game. You do not want this final 2.5 minutes to swing firmly in the favour of the visiting side, because this one could go away from them very, very quickly. Here is Ellis. There was a hand on that from Tolawashe, but not enough to fully disrupt the play. Here's Newman out towards Monkman. Monkman making his way inside the paint. Bounce pass towards Nelson Henry. Nelson Henry with the silky, smooth layup brings up the Hemel Storm's 40th points of the evening. Here's Orland Jackman. Now is Zach Powell. Powell calls for the screen from Tolawashe. Powell goes it himself. Reverse left-handed layup. That really is a trademark shot there from Zach Powell, as Martin Gale, I think he'll be called for the reach there. Indeed he has been. That'll be the Rockets skipper's second foul of the quarter. The home side's fourth overall here in quarter number 2. So Moten it is then to get the action back underway. Newman takes the quick 3. And Newman drains it disdainfully. Goodness me. It's a terrific shot, that. How can the Rockets respond though? Here is Zach Powell charging into the paint under contact from Nelson Henry. No foul given. Monkman can bring it forward now for Hemel. Kicked in towards Ellis. Ellis, right-handed layup is good. So Storm now opening up a double-digit lead here. 35 points to 45. Zach Powell with that characteristic jump shot from the mid-range. Can't connect. Jackman for 3. Jackman, unfortunate there, came off the lip of the basket. Ricochets back out as Newman in towards Ellis. Ellis looking for contact, doesn't get it. Good defence there from Orland Jackman, who's really isolated under pressure from 3 Storm players. Hemel have to get back here though, as Tolawashe with the pump fake. And Tolawashe with the and one opportunity. Exactly how that is drawn up in the textbook. Looking to draw the contact. And indeed he does. It's Sam Newman who reaches in a little bit too over-enthusiastically on that play. So 42.2 seconds remaining. Looks as Hemel will go into the second half with a lead. But the Rockets here, it's a case of cutting it down as much as they possibly can. This here is a pretty big free throw for Sam Tolawashe. Can he make it? Yes, he can. 7 points now separating the 2 teams. It's Moten for 3. Instantaneous response there from Michael Moten, who gets his 5th points of the game in a rather eclectic manner. So 19 seconds remaining, only 8 seconds on the shot clock here. Zach Powell will sit in isolation, being guarded here by Trent Monkman. Hesitation in towards the paint, kicks out towards Tolawashe. No good, but put back by Orland Jackman. And this is what he does. That veteran presence, the awareness. Brilliant play that from Orland Jackman. And as if the putback wasn't enough, there's a chance here to make it a 3-point play with the and one from the line. So a timeout called here by Storm head coach Mark Clark, with the score reading 40 points to 48. It really has been an absolute privilege to cover this game so far, and if you like what you see, folks, please do subscribe to the City of Birmingham Rockets YouTube channel. We stream every single one of our home matches completely for free. It really is a luxury as a commentator to call this division. It really is some high quality basketball which gets put on display week in, week out. And this one isn't even halfway through. We've still got a second 20 minutes to enjoy. So the final seconds will ebb away here on the Storm's second timeout of the half. And Orlan Jackman, the former Team England man at the Commonwealth Games, it will be, to take the free throw, to make this a three-point play. Give the Rockets something a little bit extra to take into that third quarter. Jackman composed himself. Oh, and agonisingly, it's no good. And to compound the Rockets' frustrations, that will be a foul called there against, I think, Sam Tolawashe. In fact, it's been called against Zach Powell, the number 14, so that is the 5th foul of the quarter here for the Rockets. Ellis will be going to the line here for a pair of free throws. What can he do with his first one? Well, in this sport, we call that a swish. Nothing but net for Matt Ellis as he looks to bring up the Storm half century with 2.5 seconds remaining here in the first half. Ellis it is. He makes both of them. And that is a sharp timeout called there by Coach Smith and the COB Rockets. 1.6 seconds remaining, though. It's not long at all. It's essentially pass it in bounds and get the shot off. It's just a question of who they're going to give it to. Will they give it to Zach Powell or will it go to Martin Gale? These kind of situations, as a coach, you always have things drawn up just in case those buzzer beater plays. Let's see what the Newcastle legend can draw up here in his coaching manual. We'll find out in around about 40 seconds time. Actually, confirmation that the scoreboard and the shot clock have reset, so there's actually 2.5 seconds for the Rockets to get this shot off. How you'd love to be a fly on the wall in either of those two huddles at the moment. Two teams who really need this victory for different reasons. I mean, I'd argue it's more important for the Rockets here to almost reinvigorate the season. It was an outstanding start, winning all 4 of their opening matches. Unfortunately, since then, they just haven't had the rub of the green, and this really would be a statement win if they can overturn this deficit. So inbound here for Levi Knoll. Eze will jump for joy here as Knoll pass it in towards Zach Powell. There's only 1 second here, in towards Tolawashe. Tolawashe for 3. And we're just going to see there whether the foul has been committed. And confirmation there that it hasn't been given by the officials. So that will signal an end to the first half of proceedings here at Nechel's Wellbeing Centre. It's Rockets 40, Storm 50. So 10 points separating the two sides as we head into the interval. Of course, 15 minutes before the two teams get back out on the floor. And in terms of some of the standout players from that first half of action, Leon Henry for the COB Rockets, 11 points, shooting 4 from 7. He has been red hot, so too has Sam Tolawashe with 7 points, shooting 3 from 6. As for the Storm, though, you can see why this team are so proficient in this league. Sam Newman leading the Storm with 12 points, shooting 4 from 10. Matt Ellis in second on 11 points, shooting 4 from 6. And Darian Nelson-Henry has 8 points, having scored 4 of his 6 attempted shots so far. So A final reminder of that score as we head into the interval. It's Rockets 40, Storm 50, and we'll be back in around about 10 minutes' time as we head towards the third quarter of action in this men's NBL Division 1 game.
Congratulations to Mason, who has covered in the semi-final coach later. But right now, we have a semi-final coming up between Holly, whose birthday is next week, and this refers to the action to the right, who has this one, it's just 6 goals. 3, 2, 1, go! In the finals, second to sink after scoring opponents. First one to do will be round low winner. Especially with this massive oil. restart here at the Neutral Business Centre. See the Rockets trailing by 10. Make sure you've got any refreshments you're looking to take around the hall in the third and fourth quarters, because I know you're not going to want to leave your seats once they start.
Welcome back to Nechel's Wellbeing Centre, where we are around about 2 minutes away from the restart of the action in this men's NBL Division 1 match between the City of Birmingham Rockets and the Hemel Storm. Score here in the second city, currently Rockets 40, Storm 50. In terms of some of the other games taking place across the division so far this evening, well, Reading have turned things around in the East Midlands. They currently lead the Nottingham Hoods by 80 points to 75 with 6 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter of that game. In the match down in Uxbridge, the London Cavaliers have also overturned the deficit against the Bristol Hurricanes. The home side lead that one 77 points to 73 with 10 seconds of the match remaining. And in the final game taking place down in Sussex, Worthing trail the Loughborough Riders by a score of 37 to 33 on home court. So those are the scores on the doors, and that now brings us beautifully back to the action here at Nechel's Wellbeing Centre. I mean, the Rockets had some really good looks in that first half, but unfortunately, as many a team have found out in this league, Hemel just come forward with a maelstrom of mid-ranges and three-pointers, and all of a sudden a 4-point game easily becomes a 10, 12, 14-point game. So this will take a serious effort in the second half. 10 points is quite the deficit to try and overcome. But if we are to look back on that first half, Leon Henry has been a major positive. 11 points, shooting 4 from 7. And the real nice stat to see is that he's taken on the three-pointers again. Made 3 out of 6 attempted shots. Do imagine we'll see Leon attempting to pop those deep shots as we enter the third quarter here. Would also be good to see Ferris McGall come on for that exact same reason, and also to see Lucas McGregor taking on a few more of those three-point plays too. But we'll have to wait and see, of course. And there's more than one feather in the bow of the Rockets' offensive arsenal. But they'll have to find something magic here. As the Storm get ready then to get us back underway, they'll be attacking to the right-hand side of your screen. The Rockets to the left. Rockets with Leon Henry, Martin Gale, Luke Okasieme, Zach Powell and Sam Tolawashe, whilst the Storm have Trent Monkman, Sam Newman, Darian Nelson-Henry, Matt Ellis and Tremichael Moten. And here is Sam Newman from the top there. Here comes Martin Gale. Nice fast break opportunity early on here for the Rockets in the third quarter. Bounce it out towards Leon Henry. Henry for 3. Oh, can't make that shot, and it's rebounded here by Moten, who can advance down the right-hand channel now, showing off some fancy handles as Nelson Henry attempts to bounce it in towards Newman. Comes off the shin of Okasieme. Here's Henry on the fast break. Henry makes the layup. His 13th points of the evening. And well, when you've got the hot hand, you have to feed it. The Rockets making sure that he sees as much of the basketball as is humanly possible. So 42 points, plays 50 as Newman unleashes a 3. Monkman with the rebound, and Monkman with the putback. Great hustle shown there by the Storm guard. There's Zach Powell now. Always something ominous when he advances down the court. 253 points to his name before this game started this evening. By far and away the Rockets' most potent point scorer. Yeah, they just need to get him a little bit more involved from the mid-range and potentially with a couple of three-pointers as well, as Powell sends that one out of bounds for a Storm inbound. So still a 10-point here. That's a laser-like pass in towards Nelson Henry. Henry behind the back. And that's a pass that the Harlem Globetrotters would be proud of. Really great showmanship there from the two Storm bigs, who almost have that telepathic connection. Really are a delight to watch. Okasieme now with Powell. Powell, great handles. Powell up towards Okasieme on the alley-oop. Slightly mistimed, and it allows the fast break here for Newman. Newman with the layup. Gale was in the periphery, just couldn't get back in time. So Storm now punishing the Rockets there with a couple of fast two-pointers. Makes it 56-42. Here is Martin Gale then against Newman. Lovely handles there from Gale. Will the shot go in? Unfortunately doesn't. Rebounded there by Trent Monkman. And the officials have seen some contact to the head there, called against the number 1 of Sam Tolawashe. So Motor now can restart the Storm offense. Goes behind the back, now takes the step back shots, couldn't make it though. Now Zach Powell can come forward here for the Rockets. Henry has Tolawashe for company. Tolawashe thinks about posting up instead. Kicks it out towards Martin Gale. Gale being double-teamed. And Gale draws the foul, rather unsurprisingly. That's been called against the number 5 of Tremichael Moton. His second of the encounter. And the Storm's first here in quarter number 3. So Gale it will be. Laser-like pass in towards Tolawashe. Now with Powell, back to Martin Gale. Guarded intensely there by Moton. Good ball movement this from the Rockets, and Tolawashe popping the 3. Caps off a very aesthetically pleasing play there from the men in red. Newman in towards Nelson Henry. Gale comes across, that comes off the left knee of Okasieme. Goes straight out of bounds here for a Storm inbound. Moton opts to go quickly in towards Monkman. There's separation here for Newman on the quick release, can't get it, and Okasieme has been fouled there by Darian Nelson Henry. His second foul of the encounter. Storm's second of the quarter as well. They don't want them racking up with 6 minutes and 40 still remaining here in the quarter. Here is Henry. Moton all over him like a rash there. Okasieme behind the three-point line. Doesn't want to be there, does the Rockets centre. Needs to be a little bit more active in the paint as Monkman steals that away from Tolawashe. Great bounce pass up towards Monkman. Okasieme yet again with the huge block. Great play that. Excellent pass there from Gale. It will eventually make its way to Powell. Powell for 3. Comes off the left-hand side of the rim. Nice pass from Okasieme. Attempted bounce pass by Tolawashe. After all of that, Moton can bring it forward here for the Storm. Alley-oop up towards Ellis. The Storm yet again displaying that incredible calibre as Gale goes for the contested layup. Out towards Tolawashe. Tolawashe with the jump shots. Can't make that one. And Ellis wide open here on the layup. Punishes the Rockets there for not taking the chance. It's now a 15-point game as the timeout is called by Charles Smith and the City of Birmingham Rockets. And how quickly a game can change. All of those 1% plays, they really do add up. This game beginning to just eke away for the Rockets. They've got to stem the flow of point scoring here from the Hemel Storm, but that is a lot easier said than done. It really is. I mean, strangely enough, it's almost an oxymoron or a juxtaposition in the modern game of basketball, but the Storm are in the bottom 3 for 3-pointers attempted in the entirety of Division 1 this season, and yet every single game they punish teams with a mix of the mid-range. They also exploit gaps in the paint, and when you got the likes of Jack Burnell, who's the 5th leading 3-point scorer in the history of this division, well, it makes for quite the eclectic combination. It really comes as no surprise to anybody that they find themselves 12-0, looking to extend that to 13-0, but the Rockets in their huddle will look to create some momentum of their own. This team are more than capable of doing that. So will be the Rockets then, the form of Leon Henry, to get the action back underway. And that will release Zach Powell down the floor. Here's Martin Gale on the right wing. Gale in towards Jackman. Jackman kicks it out to Henry. Henry takes the 3. Can't connect. There was a valiant attempt of the rebound there for Gale. Just couldn't reach out far enough on that one. Here is Newman. There will be a screen set here by Nelson Henry. Storm looking to employ the use of the pick and roll. Blocked there by Okasieme, who makes it 3 blocks for the night. And now he can finish off the play, passing towards Henry. Textbook basketball that from the City of Birmingham Rockets. Storm go long here up towards Nelson Henry. Henry, guess what? He's blocked by Luke Okasieme for a 4th time in this game. Here's Leon Henry, draws the contact. And it's one of the biggest cliches in sport, isn't it? Offense wins your games, defense wins your championships. Luke Okasieme is a monster on the defensive side of the floor. 4 blocks already. And when we look at the stats in this league, they are frighteningly good for Luke Okasieme. That's now 44 blocks. The next best in this division is one of the men out there on the floor right now, Darian Nelson Henry, with 15. 15, that's a gap of 28 blocks. Well, 29 now. As a result of that 4th, it was 25 before the action started. It continues to climb. And it is just freakish, the levels of athleticism at the former GB. Long jumper continues to show. Here is Monkman, kicks out towards Belak. But that is coming straight back in to the hands of the COB Rockets as they inch ever closer to that 50-point mark. Currently 49 points, playing 60. Jackman out towards Leon Henry. Now with Gale. Out towards Zach Powell. Nice pass into Jackman. Jackman with the fake. Jackman into the paint. Rebounded by Okasieme, who puts it back with the exclamation mark on that one. Great way to bring up the half century for the Rockets as Belak lets that one loose for another 3-point play in favour of the Storm. Now with Zach Powell. Powell into the paint, out towards Jackman. Jackman finds a wide open Martin Gale off the left lip of the baskets. Forward comes Sam Newman. And Belak, well, he goes for a heat check of his own, trying to go 2 for 2. Can't make that one. Now in towards Orland Jackman. Fast break chance here for the Rockets. He's been fouled. And Jackman will be going to the line here. And that play has catalysed a timeout for Mark Clark and the Hemel Storm. Lead currently standing at 12 points, but said it in the first half, you can't allow for an opposition to get into a groove, to find their mojo, to get into an air of rhythm and confidence. And Clark, an experienced head coach, also a natural winner, as he's shown during his time here with the Hemel Storm, recognising this as a crucial venture in the encounter. It's some really good play that from Orland Jackman, who's done that really throughout his career, to be honest. And what a career he's had. Previously represented the Worthing Thunder, Team Solent, Essex and Hertfordshire Leopards as well. Played in Germany for Iserlohn, CAB Madeira in the Portuguese League, as well, of course, as British Basketball League experience for London Lions, Newcastle Eagles and the Cheshire Phoenix. So when it comes to the phrase that you can't buy experience, Orland Jackman has got shed loads of it. And week in, week out, he displays that veteran nous and leadership in extremely fine fashion. And here he is then, Orland Jackman with the pair of free throws. First one, well, he got a lot of revs on that ball and ends up spinning out of the rim. Steadies himself for the second one. Does Orland Jackman. Already 11 points to his name, make that 12. Some nice stuff there from Orland Jackman. Still 11 points separating the two sides though, as McGregor guarding Belak. Now with Belak again, pump fakes his man, kicked out towards Monkman. Monkman will explode into the paint. And it's called as an offensive foul against Trent Monkman, who looks absolutely disgusted with the officials there, but try as he may, that play is not coming back. Will allow for Zach Powell to bring it forward against Monkman, the man who committed the foul in the first place. Okasieme now calling for the ball. He'll be double teamed here, no doubt about that. Jackman now has to go back to Gale. McGregor, rapid ball movement here, back to Powell. Gale wide open, Martin Gale. Rebounded by Okasieme, now with Jackman. Gale, a real look of steel and determination in those eyes as Powell peels off Monkman. And Zach Powell gets up and running here in quarter number 3. Here's Belak in towards Eze. Back now with Matt Ellis. Finally back to Newman. Neiman out towards Belak. He wheeled away there. He thought that one was in. Instead it wasn't. And in the end, I think Matt Ellis has been fouled there. Indeed he has. So this will be a pair of free throws coming up for the men in black. Called against the Rockets centre Luke Okasieme. That's his third personal foul of the game. It's funny actually, I spoke about Orland Jackman playing in Portugal, because this man taking the free throws now, well, let's face it, he was a monster in the Portuguese league and he won wide acclaim throughout the divisions out there in Europe. Won Player of the Year, Forward of the Year, Import of the Year. Also had a spot in the first team All-Star and All-Import teams during his time with Galitos Barreiro. He's on fire so far this evening is Matt Ellis, as Zach Powell will have a chance here from behind the line. Good to see Powell getting more involved here. He is the catalyst potentially of a Rockets comeback. He makes the first one, no problem at all. Just thinking back to that previous encounter between the two sides, Powell having 13 points So his name sinks both of the free throws. And Zach Powell is inching ever closer to double digits in this game. As Ellis gets ready then with the inbounds. 8 points now separating the Storm and the Rockets. Look at that defense from McGregor and Levi Knoll. Jackman there will be called for the reach. There was some contact against the right cheek of Matt Ellis. But I don't mind that, in fairness, from the Rockets. Oh, they are properly up for the battle here. You can see that with the double teams. They are not happy for the Storm to dictate the tempo here on their own court. Ellis. Well, he was under pressure. It wasn't bad defending that from Jackman, but it's just an exceptional shot from Matt Ellis, who's really gotten into his groove as this game continues. It's now 20 points for the Storm's leading point scorer. I wonder if he'll try and better that 31 he scored down in Hemel Hempstead against the Rockets earlier this season. Nice pass from Martin Gale, left-hand layup there from Orland Jackman. Motono attempting to bring the Storm straight back into this one. Goes into the paint, Ellis pump fakes Okasieme. And yet again, it's that shot. He goes for the fake. Gets Okasieme or Jackman jumping up for it. And then just almost stops time for what seems like a couple of seconds to drain the jump shots. Another pair of points to add to his total. Makes it Storm at 68, Rockets 58. 1 second left on the shot clock. Jackman had to take it. Rebounded by Bilak. Kicks it in towards Eze. Eze behind the back. Great handles. Eze with the layup. Oh, well, that is just phenomenal basketball. Knoll out towards Gale. Gale thought about popping the three. Thinks better of it, instead goes towards Jackman. Okasieme calls McGregor over. And we will see the pick and roll here between McGregor and Okasieme, and unfortunately for the Rockets, it doesn't go. Eze gets the foul there. That is called against the number 15 of Lucas McGregor. His first foul of the match. Rockets 4th overall here in quarter number 3. So the last shots, you'd imagine, will be taken here by the Hemel Storm, unless there's a reach there by Levi Knoll, which there is. So that is the Rockets' 5th team foul of the quarter. Levi Knoll's first personal foul. And this will be a couple of free throws coming up for Tremichael Moten. Splashes the first one for the Storm's 71st points of the game. He makes it 2 from 2. As the Rockets here look to concoct a last second play of their own. It's McGregor, 3 seconds on the clock. McGregor bursts into the paint. McGregor with the layup. Great play from Lucas McGregor at the buzzer. What a way to bring quarter number 3 to an end. It sees the Rockets trailing by 12, but this game is far from over. It's COB 60, Hemel Storm 72. And now more than ever seems like a decent time to take a look at the final scores from those 2 earlier starts in NBL Division 1. We'll begin in that game up in Nottingham, where the Reading Rockets have beaten the Nottingham Hoods by a score of 96 points to 88. Justin Hopkins scored 40 points. Goodness me, Victor Ollerin also chipping in with 21. Landon Taliaferro, the standout for the Nottingham Hoods, with 24 points of his own. Down at Uxbridge College, the London Cavaliers have defeated the Bristol Hurricanes by a score of 79 points to 73. Juan Manning with 19 and AJ Roberts with 17, enough to see the home side to the victory in that game. And in the final game between the Worthing Thunder and the Loughborough Riders. Well, the Thunder have turned that one on its head. It's now Worthing 57, Riders 49. Zaire Taylor catching fire with 21 points. Jonathan Lashley on 15. And Elijah Maynard also on 15 with 7 rebounds to boot. Victor Nduku, a standout for the Riders with 12 points and 13 rebounds. But, of course, our attention here in the second city is between the Rockets and the Storm. Who will be the hero for the men in red in this one? It's a big challenge. But if you are to mention any names at the moment, you've got to fancy Leon Henry. 17 points, shooting 6 from 11. He's 3 from 3 from his 2-pointers as well. Tolawashe scored 10, Powler scored 8, Chapman 9 and McGregor 7 as a result of that last second layup. As for the Storm, Matt Ellis, unsurprisingly, the standouts, 22 points, shooting 81% from the floor. The captain, Sam Newman, also scoring 14, having shot 5 from his 13 attempted shots. Here is Levi Knoll then, as the Rockets kickstart the action. Tolawashe for 3, no good, but rebounded by Knoll. McGregor back to Tolawashe, into the paint. And there will be a foul called against a Storm player here. Just going to see confirmation of who it was. It was Darian Nelson Henry, his 3rd foul of the game. And Coach Clark actually just says, do you want to stay in, Darian? And he says yes. Big player for the Storm is their number 10. Tolawashe's first free throw is up, but it's no good. And he has got his hands full this evening against CJ Hayden. And of course, Luke Okasieme. Also a welcome sight here for the City of Birmingham Rockets as Faris Magal checks into the game for the first time. Ellis it is then, back to Tremichael Moten. Moten being double teamed momentarily. Tolawashe goes back into the paint though as Nelson Henry passes to Moten. Moten with the handles. McGregor though, such a good perimeter defender, locking down that one, applying the clamps as Nelson Henry attempts the circus shot, brought forward here by Magal. Now with Knoll. Tolawashe post up, passes towards McGregor. McGregor out towards Magal. Magal with the shots. Bit too much on that one. And there was a reach in there by the Storm number 0, Trent Monkman. So this will be an inbound here for the men in red. Levi Knoll it is then to get us back underway. Tolawashe, McGregor, Hayden back to Knoll, thinks about taking the shot. Instead kicks it back towards McGregor. Only 4 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Well, we'll soon reset that because there was a foul on the play. Called against Trent Monkman, so Storm already in the opening minutes here in quarter number 4 have already committed 3 fouls. Not the ideal start to say the least. Hayden kicks it back to Knoll. Knoll now for 3, can't make it. And Moten will bring it forward after the rebounds. Got Magal with him for company. No longer though after that screen from Nelson Henry. Moten takes it from 3. Moten makes it from 3 as well. Storm lead this one by 75 points to 61. Tolawashe now trying to inject some life. Magal takes the 3. That one, well, I thought that was going in, to be honest, from the angle here in the commentary position. Bounces agonisingly out though as Eze turns his man. Spinner Rooney into the centre. Lays it in for another pair of points. Storm now leading by 16. Hayden sets the screen. Tolawashe now. Back to Lucas McGregor. And McGregor will draw the foul there, I think, as Matt Ellis reaching in there. And that is a 4th foul here for the Hemel Storm. So if there was to be one criticism here in this 4th quarter, it would be those fouls, already 4 of them. Next one sees the Rockets to the line, and you don't want to give your opposition some easy makes. McGregor swishes the first one. Also a correction on the foul there. It wasn't Matt Ellis with the foul. It was Tremichael Moten, the number 5. McGregor, second one is up and it's good. Back to a 14-point game then. Trent Monkman against McGall. Great pass out towards the wing, and it is splashed in there by Veron Eze, making that one look tremendously easy. McGregor kicks it out towards McGall. It's better ball movement this from the Rockets, but it's all about that final shot. McGregor takes it from the mid-range. McGregor makes it from the mid-range as well. But as we've seen all night long, the Storm always seems to have an answer. Such a disciplined and ferocious unit. I mean, Monkman's wide open on the right wing. If Nelson Henry can find him, he's being held up to the extent where he has travelled. So this will be Rockets ball. And McGall checks out for Martin Gale. The Rockets captain looking to lead from the front here with 7 minutes and 11 seconds still left on the clock. Just looking at the personnel for the Storm, currently unchanged. So Monkman, Eze, Ellis, Moten and Nelson Henry. It's Eze defending against Levi Knoll here, who posts up against his defender. Tolawashe sets the screen. Instead it's passed towards CJ Hayden. Gale now, McGregor. They thought about making the play. Tolawashe under so much pressure. He's blocked there by Ellis. Monkman's fast. Monkman on the fast break. Monkman with a layup. Well, add them up. Another 2-point play there for the Hemel Storm. Nice pass there from McGregor. And there was a foul on the play. So Tolawashe will come to the line here for a couple. 3rd foul there called against Tremichael Moten. But it's all about what the Rockets can do at the other end of the floor. Seems like every single play is met with a haymaker from Hemel so far. It's Tolawashe successful with the first of his 2 free throws. Some more movement off the Rockets bench as Luke Okasieme prepares to check back in to the mixer. Tolawashe too much on that one. Rebounded by Matt Ellis, who's having a sensational game. Identified him as one to watch before the ball was even in play this evening, and yeah, to the surprise of no one, he has been on flames, and there he is with another rebound off the shot from Moten. Ellis gets it in, and this will be an and one for the Hemel Storm. Rockets' first foul of the quarter called against Lucas McGregor. Sam Newman, the Storm skipper, prepares to come back in here for Trent Monkman. So just the 1 additional point on offer here. And unsurprisingly, Matt Ellis gets it. Really is racking up the points for fun here. Here's the number 20 for the Hemel Storm. Here is Gale. Great pass in towards Powell. Powell spins around, has to take the shots. Okasieme was lurking. But this game now is ebbing away from the men in red. Will take a serious stretch, and of course Hemel have got the timeouts in their favour. Great turnover. Powell though gets the ball ripped straight back. Let's see how this one is called by the officials. It's called against Hemel, much to the dismay of the Storm bench and the coaching staff. Officials just having a word there with the Hemel personnel on the bench. And Zach Powell will have another pair of free throws here, just to stem the tide. First one from Powell comes off the front of the rim. These missed free throws really beginning to mount up now for the Rockets. Second one is perfectly good though. As a result of that foul, it is still a Rockets basketball here. Tolawashe out towards Powell. Dale finds himself in a little bit of space, has to kick it straight back towards Zach Powell. He's got Eze defending him. Powell exploding into the centre. Powell with the shot, rebounded superbly by Okasieme, who in the end is fouled heavily and will be going to the line here for 2. First free throw doesn't connect. And the second one no good either from Okasieme. So Storm get it straight back. At this stage, everything has to go for the Rockets. 18 points now separating them from a Hemel side who, to be honest, seem unstoppable in this division. Looking more and more likely that it will be 13-0. What a unit Mark Clark has got at his disposal. Eze pours it out towards Nelson Henry. Powell gets the left hand on that one. It deflects out here for a Storm inbound, but I've spoken a lot about their offence as a timeout is called here by the Hemel Storm, that is. Clark calling for the timeout, but we spoke a lot there about their offence. The defence tonight has been stifling. Really has been. Whether it's been on the perimeter, whether it's in the interior, in the painted zone of the courts. It's irrepressible would be the word that I'd use to describe it. Really not allowing many open looks at all for the City of Birmingham Rockets. And yeah, massive thank you to everybody tuning in to the live stream this evening. Just looking, 120 concurrent viewers. Thank you for taking the time to tune into the City of Birmingham Rockets YouTube channel. And of course, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and help support and help grow this incredible sport in the city of Birmingham. Rockets really are doing an incredible job, both on and off the courts. Can't really be enough in terms of my praise and glowing in terms of the endorsements that I'd give to this organisation. They really are a credit to not only the community here in Nechells, but the wider city and the wider West Midlands region. And even though it may seem like a small gesture, just subscribing to the channel does help us out in the long run, of course. All of our games here streamed for free in both the Women's NBL Division 2 and, of course, here in Men's NBL Division 1. Lovely pass in towards Eze, gets blocked by Luke Okasieme. Fast break here for Zach Powell. Powell with a left-handed layup. Oh, Luke Okasieme is a freak of nature. 5th block on the evening. Goodness gracious me. Who would want to be in his arc? As Matthew Disu connects with the jump shot there, makes it Storm 88, Rockets 69. McGregor now. You just see the eyes lighten up, thought about taking the three, instead has to kick it out towards Okasieme. There were less than 5 seconds on the shot clock, and there is a foul called here against the Rockets. Called against Lucas McGregor, his third of the game. The Rockets' second here in quarter number 4. Allows for Sam Newman to attempt to pass it to Moten, stolen away here by Powell. Powell with the dunk. Nice play, but a rather muted celebration because there's only 4 minutes remaining here. And the Rockets, well, probably don't have a mountain to climb. You'd argue it's probably an Everest to climb at this state, as Disu lays that one in. Makes it 2 for 2 here in quarter number 4. And we will just have a slight pause in the action. There was a bit of excess moisture there on the courts, mopped up, much to the delight of the fans in attendance here at Nick Chaw's Wellbeing Centre. So we are back underway. Rockets 71, Storm 90. Let's get into the stage now where Rockets really have to take all of their chances. Let's see how this one is called. It will be a foul called against Nelson Henry, his 4th, so he's 1 away from being fouled out of the game. But it has to be said, he's done his job and then some so far this evening as the Storm big man. As McGregor readies himself for a couple of free throws. First one, no good. See what he's got in the locker with the second one. Nothing but nets. Nice riposte that from Lucas McGregor. So we'll see a change here as Nectarios Papadopoulos comes on in place of the ever-popular Martin Gale. And now you'll see this very advanced, ultra-aggressive defensive rotation coming up here for the City of Birmingham Rockets. Allows for Moten to be wide open. Moten rebounded here by Eze, out towards Disu. Disu to Newman. And that's clever play by Newman. Really slowed it down, thought about taking the three. Pump fakes his man, back towards Moten. Moten with the spin move. Moten with the shots. Ran out of time. 3 minutes then remaining as Leon Henry burst forward here. Left-handed layup, put back by Okasieme. Another couple of points here for the men in red. Which I'll tell you what, Tremichael Moten's had a tremendous night as Disu pops the three. In terms of his point scoring, 10 points to his name. He's got 9 rebounds, 6 assists and 3 steals to boot. Really has been stuffing the stat sheet in multiple areas. Here is McGregor towards Papadopoulos. McGregor once more goes into the centre. Comes off the shin of the Rockets player. And Disu can inbound this for the men in black as Moten checks out and Jarvis Chater comes in for his first action of the game. Contact there between Okasieme and Nelson Henry, who makes the point to the official. But indeed, he won't be going to the line here, as Nelson Henry checks out of the game and Ade Atiba comes into the fray. Leon Henry just making the point there that Storm had 6 men on the court, which they did. It's a fair comment to make. Nelson Henry took his time getting off the floor then. And we could have a potential technical foul coming up here against the Storm. Let's see. Well, no, it isn't. Well, after all of that, we thought for a moment that could have been a little bit of controversy. For the officials deeming that not to have impacted the game. I would like to see a replay of that, to be honest. Nelson Emery did take his sweet time to get off the floor as Papadopoulos burst forward here on the fast break. He gets blocked, though, by Eze. However, it's an illegal block, and Papadopoulos will go to the line here for his first chance of getting some points in this game. Papadopoulos' first one is up and it is good. Let's see what Nektarios can do with the second one. He drains it, lovely stuff. 14 points now separating the two teams with 1 minute and 53 seconds on the clock as Faris Magal comes in for Zach Powell. And there is that high press from the Rockets. Disu kicks in towards Atiba. Atiba met on the up by Luke Okasieme yet again. Oh, what a night he has had on defence. The leading blocker in NBL Division 1 continuing to rack them up for fun. Just looking ahead as well on the schedule. Next week, of course, Rockets will be facing off against the Loughborough Riders before venturing back here to home court to take on the Bristol Hurricanes on the 15th. Newman takes the shot, rebounded by Papadopoulos. Nice bounce pass out towards Henry. Magal in the corner, Magal into the paint. Now with Okasieme. Hook shots. Expertly done by Luke Okasieme. Sam Newman now. Will the Storm have the luxury of having the shot clock in their favour? They can just eke away the seconds here. However, there's a travel call there against Ade Atiba. So Magal will inbound this. What the Storm do not want is a nervy last minute. Timeout called by Mark Clark. It is the Men in Black's final timeouts for the game. And now it is just about discipline. It's a case of finishing this game off and heading back to Hemel Hempstead with the points in the bank. Just taking a look as well in that game down in Sussex, the Thunder still lead the Riders by 70 points to 66. That game potentially has ramifications for the City of Birmingham Rockets. Also sets up a rather intriguing affair in the East Midlands next week, up in Loughborough. So if both of those sides are coming off defeats, imagine there'll be a real fire in the belly. Both of those sides. Well, the Rockets will re-enter the floor first. 12 points separating the two teams. Well, it sounds easy when it comes to maths. Quick 4 3-pointers. Limit the Storm to 0 points. Who knows? But of course that might just be my fanciful thinking here in the commentary position. As Magal goes with the P-roller up towards Lucas McGregor. McGregor tries to spin it past Eze. You've got to think they're going to take the threes here, are the Rockets. McGregor back to Papadopoulos. Papadopoulos to McGregor. McGregor does take the three. He can't make it. Gets his own rebound though. McGregor kicks it into the corner to Leon Henry. Henry makes it. Well, big three. And will the Rockets start to foul here? Well, no, they won't, because it's stolen away by Okasieme. In towards Magal. Magal on the layup. 7 points now separating the two teams. Well, the Rockets now, they have to foul. Simply. Otherwise, Storm are going to just eke away the seconds here. McGarl tries to strip it away. It's in towards Atiba, blocked by guess who? Luke Okasieme strikes again. What a tremendous talent he is. Kicks in towards Jarvis Chater, but he was fouled on the play. And with less than 10 seconds remaining, well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news for any fans of the City of Birmingham Rockets, but yeah, this game will be going in favour of the visitors, Hemel Storm. Although it has not been the final minutes that the men in black would have hoped for, made this one a lot closer than it really should have been. Eze pops up the shots, cashes it in, makes it Rockets 83, Storm 92. A bit of an unnecessary play there, to be honest, by Jarvis Chater. Yeah, has been called against the Storm number 2, so McGregor comes to the line, unless it is almost to break up the play, but not entirely sure why the play needs to be broken up at this point, to be honest. McGregor makes the first layup. Now has another one in the tank. And makes it successfully. So the Rockets will have the inbound here. Timeout called by Charles Smith and the COB Rockets. But with 1.3 seconds on the shot clock and in the game as a whole, well, it is essentially just give something for the fans to go home happy with. You have to give so much credit to the Hemel Storm, a thoroughly professional performance this. Even though just looking at Mark Clark's body language, you can see he's not happy at all with this final minute. They've been absolutely dominant for 95% of this game, and the final couple of minutes or so have just been the undoing of the Hemel Storm. I mean, luckily for the visitors, they had enough points in the bank to rely on. Yeah, there have been some rather unnecessary plays which have made this game closer than it should have been. In the game down in Worthing, the Thunder are up by 4 points with 5 seconds remaining, so it looks as though Worthing will beat the Loughborough Riders. Goodness me, what a result that is for the Southern outfit. So the Rockets prepare to take to the floor for the final time, the final shot of the game. Can they send these fans home happy? McGregor will take the shots. McGregor will make the shots. They make the three, but it will not be enough. It finishes City of Birmingham Rockets 88, Hemel Storm 92. So congratulations to the Hemel Storm, who extend that mind-blowing unbeaten streak to 13 games in a row. It was a valiant effort though from the COB Rockets. Unfortunately, it is still one win in their last 9 matches, but there were some good performances there from the likes of Leon Henry, Lucas McGregor and Sam Tolawashe. As for the Hemel Storm, well, unsurprisingly, Matt Ellis, yet again for the second time this season, the leading point scorer in this encounter, scored 25 points, scoring 10 from his 12 shots. Sam Newman was the second leading point scorer with 14. Trent Monkman chipped in with 11. Tremichael Moten scored 10. Veron Eze scored 11 off the bench. And Darian Nelson-Henry scored 8, having been in the starting 5. So it is the visitors who will head back to the south of England with the points in the bag. Represents another successful away trip for Mark Clark's men. As for the Rockets, well, they'll have to dust themselves off and try and get rid of this stretch up in Loughborough next week. But for the time being, folks, that is it from myself, Aaron Viles, and the rest of us here at the City of Birmingham Rockets YouTube channel. We thank you once again for taking the time to tune into the stream, and we hope to see you on the next stream here at Nechells Wellbeing Centre as the COB Rockets take on the Bristol Hurricanes on Saturday the 15th of February.